Hi, and welcome to this training on how to use the instructional materials in the Rethink Ed program to support students over the summer months. The goal of today's session is to learn more about the evidence-based instructional materials offered within the Rethink Ed platform and how they can be used to support students during summer instruction. Summer is a break for many students. After a year of academic and social rigor, everyone needs a little bit of reprieve from the pressures of school. But for some students, the summer months can also mean a regression in learned skills. This is often referred to as the summer slide. Today, we're going to look at some ways you can use the instructional resources in the Rethink Ed program to support your students and avoid the summer slide. Today, we're going to look at several evidence-based instructional resources in 4 different categories. They are math, language arts, writing, and social skills. To find all of the instructional materials in today's training, log into your Rethink Ed account and navigate to My Resources by clicking on View All Resources. From there, we're going to use the category option to filter the materials. We're going to begin with the math category. The math category houses lots of varied materials for learners. The first set of instructional materials we're going to look at are the foundational writing skills for math. In the resources, you'll find materials that aid students in tracing numbers, copying numbers, and writing numbers. These are critical foundational skills for students that often require lots of practice. You can print these materials, laminate them, and have the students use the pages over and over again for a quick and easy lesson. Or they can be projected and students can write on their own. We also offer tons of different number cards, so students who may need some visual aids have that support as well. You can also use these number cards to create lots of different math lessons. Whether students have to sequence the number cards, correspond different items to the number on the cards, or identify a number within a field, there are multiple opportunities for use. We also have number recognition and counting skills cards. Again, these materials can be used in a variety of ways. Students can even practice addition or subtraction using these picture cards. They can sequence the number of items, greater than or less than activities. There are lots of different opportunities to use and reuse these materials. Additionally, we also offer some more visual guides for learners like the 2 seen on the screen. The math instructional materials do progress in difficulty, and there are tons of flashcards in single and double-digit addition and subtraction like the ones you see here. Progressing with the skill, you'll also find multiplication and division, as well as some more visual guides like the multiplication table and the fraction strips. Finally, there are many resources in the math category for life skills like money and time. You'll find differentiated materials beginning with similar coins to mixed coins, similar bills to mixed bills, as well as different time telling options in digital and analog clocks. Next, we're going to look at some different categories that support the area of language arts. The first category we're going to dive into are words and sentences. For some foundational language arts skills, we have several different instructional materials on letter recognition, like the lowercase and uppercase letters here, as well as some sight word identification by different grade levels. You'll notice they're in a variety of font and colors to promote generalization. As the learner progresses, you'll also find skills like rhyming words, matching words to pictures, pictures to sentences, and writing words. You can use these materials in fun matching games, or even some small group or one-on-one activities. You'll also find a tab called Student Readers. In this section, you'll find differentiated readers for students on different topics, as well as a variety of phonics readers. So if you have any students working on specific phonics skills, You can pull these readers as daily practice or a supplemental resource. In the phonics category, you'll find more targeted instruction on particular sounds, like these two examples, as well as a fun diagraph game. You have the opportunity to provide students with specific words and then ask them to place sounds in different boxes. This is a great way to use a single resource to practice different words. In the reading category, you'll find more materials around sight words, as well as some fun games, whether it's bingo or a board game, or you're asking the students to spell sight words with the letter tiles or creating words using blending boards. You have the opportunity to really customize these materials for your students' needs. You'll also find great concept maps for students who are working on reading comprehension skills. In these examples, Who Said That is asking the reader to identify dialogue between characters. The What a Feeling asks students to identify how the story made them feel and a word from the story. This is a great instructional material for students working on those foundational reading skills. And finally, we have an example here of a vocabulary map, where students are drawing and identifying definitions of vocabulary words. These are great resources that you can use in a variety of settings with a variety of text and materials. In the worksheets category, you can find lots of great fine motor materials to support those writing skills. For students working on writing or cutting, there are instructional resources here that you can share. So whether they're tracing lines, shapes, or letters, or writing within a boundary, we have lots of different materials to support students with those foundational writing, as well as cutting, whether it's lines or shapes. These are great resources to really help students build those foundational fine motor skills. It's also important to continue to practice social skills over the summer. Social interaction does look a little different in the summer months because we might not be in a classroom setting, but it doesn't mean we can't continue to practice social skills. In the Visual Cues tab, you'll find several great reminders and guides for students to practice these social skills. So whether it's on waiting, voice control, safety signs, or student schedules, there are lots of different ways that we can use these materials to support students over the summer months. If you're continuing to work on social interaction skills with students, the scripts category offers tapered conversation starters for students. These are a great resource to help students build those social interaction skills, and these are really easy to share with families, and it offers a great way to really facilitate conversation with your students, as well as how to fade those supports. But it doesn't stop there. Really encourage you to go and check out the other categories listed here for these terrific instructional materials. Help reduce the summer slide and allow your students to continue their learning. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.